What up, family? Welcome to Sports Talk. I got a lot to talk about today. It's going to be very quick and to the point. A lot of things went on this week, especially the big thing that went on with Myles Garrett in the game. Cleveland basically had that game won against Pittsburgh. Myles Garrett came in pretty much at the end of the game and sacked Mason Rudolph, pushed him to the ground, put his body weight on him. Mason Rudolph was pretty much tired of it. He tried to rip his helmet off. Of course, Myles is a bigger, heavier player. He wasn't really going to accept the fact that that guy tried to do that to him. So he basically pulled his helmet off all the way. And then as Mason tried to charge him, tried to come to him, he basically used that helmet as a weapon and he hit him on the head. Thank God he didn't hit him on any of the hard parts of the helmet, because if he had hit him on the head with any of the hard parts of the helmet, he probably would have been banished from the league, because I've never seen a player use any part of their equipment as a weapon when you get upset or if there's a fight. You know, there's a lot of talking that goes on during the games. There's no doubt that people are talking smack. They're saying a lot of stuff to each other during these games, man. I mean, but these players got to understand. I think a lot of them do understand that you got to keep your cool no matter what, no matter how hot it gets or whatever. But Myles Garrett was pretty much sentenced to, if I'm not mistaken, to the end of the year, pretty much. So he won't even be back for the season, is what I've heard so far. So if it was up to me, I mean, I would just give Myles Garrett like 2 games. I would give Mason Rudolph 1. And the other players that jumped in too, I would also give them probably just like 1 game. That's just me. Because everybody wants to see their star players play, and Myles Garrett is definitely a star on the Cleveland Browns. Even though they're not doing that much this year, they still have a good core. And maybe next year they can do a lot better than what they're doing this year. So that's a wait and see thing right now. So, but that's what's going on right now in that situation. I mean, there was also something that happened recently. Let me put this out here. I don't really like to talk about. What's going on with Colin right now, because I feel like that the situation that happened with him, it shouldn't have happened. So I'm gonna put this out here, what my man said, because I feel like, man, he really shouldn't have said it. But Stephen A. Smith came out and said something about Colin Kaepernick, and I'm really not supposed to do this, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and put it out here. I mean, he's basically saying that Colin really shouldn't have came out. He's trying to say that basically he didn't want to come out and perform, talking about waivers, this and that. Now, whether or not this is going to play on my end, I'm not really sure, but it's a wait and see thing right now on my end. So let's see if this is going to play or not. Here he is.
We need cover. So the NFL provides that. I have no doubt Jay-Z's involved. I have no doubt Roger Goodell is involved. I have no doubt there's a host of people involved, but forget all of that. This man wanted to change. 25 teams show up in Georgia at the Atlanta Falcons practice facility, state-of-the-art facility, NFL personnel, equipment, everything, video, everything. And what does Colin Kaepernick do? Not Tuesday, when he found out about it. Not Wednesday, not Thursday, not Friday. Saturday. 3 hours before the workout. Because of some issue with a liability waiver. Colin Kaepernick wants to change the venue. Colin Kaepernick wants his own receivers. Colin Kaepernick.
Man, I don't know what this cat is talking about, man. Man, let me just say this, man. As far as what I know and what I saw, I mean, Kaepernick actually went out and had the workout. So it is what it is, man. Everybody has their own opinion about it. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you can say whatever you want to about it. But all I know is that he went out there, and I saw actually some video of Colin Kaepernick actually doing it. I mean, he stood for social injustice. He wanted to see, equal treatment for everyone in this country when it comes to the police, because there's a lot of police brutality aimed towards blacks in America. and Latinos as well. So, but that's the side of that some folks don't know about. I know a lot of people follow this. They want to know what's going on with it. They act like they don't want to know. It's a lot of people that don't want to get into the whole race issue. I mean, I get it. I understand it's political. A lot of folks don't want to talk about it. I understand. I get it. I'm just bringing it up because it's sports talk and it's something to talk about. And I actually feel like that Colin Kaepernick is actually better than a lot of the quarterbacks that are in the league right now. You can't tell me that he's not better than a lot of those backups that are in the league right now. Say what you want to. I mean, you can point to any one of them. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Tennessee Titans had one of their reps actually there at his workout. I mean, think about it. I just put on a post, you know what I'm saying? If you're not even going, for the Titans, if you're not even going to put Mariota out there, if he's not going to be your backup, you're moving on from him, I mean, why not be out there? This guy may be a productive QB. If he's not a starter, he's definitely a good backup. You can't tell me he wasn't good enough for, what was that, Harbaugh? San Francisco. I know that was a long time ago. San Francisco, you know, what or whatnot. And everybody's trying to say his last few years in the league. Okay, supposedly he sucked. All right, so he was 16 TDs and 4 picks, his last year in the league. Hey, look, everybody's trying to say because of his win-loss record those last couple of years that he sucks as a QB. But he's a lot better than a lot of those backup quarterbacks that were out there. So you can't tell me he's not. You can't tell me he doesn't deserve to be in the league. He at least deserves to have a chance to be in the league, and that's my take on it. There was 4 teams that I was actually asked to talk about. Basically, the Titans being one. The Titans are 5-5 this season. They didn't have a game this week. They had a bye week. Next week they play Jacksonville. Last week they actually played Kansas City, won that game towards the end of the game. That was a great game. Tannehill played great. What you think about it? It's been a long time since the Titans actually went to the Super Bowl, had a great year. That was the 1999 season. They actually went to the Super Bowl. It was sparked by the Music City Miracle. Everybody in Nashville knows about the Music City Miracle. If you don't know about the Music City Miracle, you need to ask somebody because that was the truth. I think that was like, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was like Frank Wycheck throwing the pass to, who's that, Kevin Dyson? Man, that was a great play. And he ran it all the way in. Matter of fact, I was at MTSU in my dorm room. I had my mind made up. I was like, man, Titans aren't going to win this game, bro. I'm walking out the dorm, nearly get by my car, out the dorm, and all I hear was everybody in the whole dorm just cheering. I run back in there. Next thing you know, man, the Titans done won the game. And I was like, are you serious, dude? And I sat there and watched that replay over and over. Over and over again, man. It was pretty good. I was like, okay. But right now, Tennessee Titans, the head coach is Mike Vrabel. Their next game is versus Jacksonville. They're 5-5 this season. In that season, they lost in that Super Bowl. They lost to Kurt Warner. That's when the Rams were in St. Louis. So, yeah. Tennessee Titans, baby. 3 more teams, actually, that they wanted me to talk about. The Seattle Seahawks, you know, they won the Super Bowl February 2014. Man, that was a good year. Russell Wilson is my MVP actually for this year for MVP of the league this year, man. You cannot say that he's a great quarterback. I know that Lamar Jackson is doing fantastic things for the Baltimore Ravens, but right now you got to say that Russell Wilson is definitely carrying that franchise right now. They're 8-2. Head coach is Pete Carroll. And everybody knows Russell Wilson is married to Sierra. They've been married since 2016. Seattle Seahawks. I feel like they're going to be definitely in the playoffs this year again. And they can possibly win it all. New England Patriots. I really don't even want to talk about the Patriots because I feel like, you know, I had some things to say about the Patriots earlier this year. And my thoughts about Tom Brady and his youth and how he is progressing this year, I feel like that he's going to slow down. That's what I said earlier in the year. I ain't going to lie. That's what I said. I said I feel like Tom Brady was going to regress this year. I mean, it hasn't really happened yet, but there's been some tough games, especially this year. If I'm not mistaken, in that game he played today, he had 14 incompletions in the first half of that game. I mean, he's definitely getting older. You don't have players like Gronkowski. You don't have Randy Moss when they had that great year. When they had that year when Randy, I think he had I can't remember all those TDs and Tom Brady, they call him Terrific Tom. He had 50 TDs or whatnot. I don't really know. I can't really remember. That was a great year. But that year, they actually lost to the New York Giants, man. Eli Manning, that's one of the years that they actually lost. That was one of the best teams. I thought one of the greatest teams that I thought that I'd ever seen. So it is what it is, man. But anyway, they won 6 Super Bowls total. That's a lot of Super Bowls, man. They won 6 Super Bowls. 2002, 2004, 2005, 2015, 17, and 19. Like I said, Terrific Tom is a quarterback. This year they're 9-1. Head coach is Bill Belichick. I'm not going to throw any shade. No more shade. I'm not even going to go to the head man. I'm not even going to talk about all. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm just going to leave that alone. And I'm going to dip into the L.A. Raiders, because the Raiders are having a 6-4 year, actually pretty good. John Gruden actually has them playing pretty good. Derek Carr is the quarterback. He's been the quarterback in the league since 2014. They traded away Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack to the Chicago Bears. Of course, Amari Cooper went to Dallas Cowboys. He's actually leading the league right now, if I'm not mistaken, in receiving yards. Could be wrong about that. If I am, let me know. Subscribe. Holler at me. Antonio Brown. The debacle that they had, he actually was supposed to sign with the Raiders, and it was just a lot of mess going on with Antonio Brown. I know y'all remember at the beginning of the season, all the stuff that was going on with Antonio Brown. You cannot tell me, man, that was not frustrating to you, because it was to me. I was pretty much pissed off. I was tired of hearing about Antonio Brown. Went from his foot, it went all the way to him having helmet issues, to now next thing you know, The Pats wanted him, and then next thing you know, he's got all these accusations and everything going on with him, and it was just pretty frustrating. But anyway, but the last Super Bowl win for the Oakland Raiders was actually in 1984. That's a long time ago. So hopefully these boys could. I don't know what John Gruden is going to do with this team, but obviously he's a proven coach. He hasn't really won as many games as people think. I mean, he won with different coaches, players, Buccaneers. Hence that year, the Bucs or whatnot. So I'm not gonna get into all that, but I'm just gonna say the Oakland Raiders. And that's the thing about it. I keep on saying Oakland Raiders, but they're not in Oakland. Man, they're in LA. That's real talk, man. I don't even know what's going to happen with that thing. But hopefully they get a stadium built. They're not going to build a stadium for them. These cats are going to keep playing in the Rose Bowl as far as I'm concerned. I don't really know what they're going to do. Honestly, I have not done any research on that. I do not know what they're going to do about the stadium situation. But I believe that they are supposed to be building a new stadium for them, because they also have the LA Rams there as well. Moving along, I want to get into a little bit of college football, and I got to talk about Alabama. I'm sure everybody knows about Tua, and he was actually hurt in the game. I think they played Mississippi State. From what I can tell, from what I've heard, he actually has a dislocated hip, and he's definitely not going to be coming back for the season. I mean, somebody asked me on Facebook about it. They commented on my post about it, and I'm with a lot of these cats, man. I actually feel like the Tua should just go ahead and go pro. I mean, why not? I mean, you got all the tools. My only knock on Tua is I think that he's injury prone. This guy's not put together a full season. If you look at everything he's done, I mean, this guy's injury prone, man. Think about it. You got NFL players that are bigger, faster, and stronger in the NFL. All right. So when you get there, you think that they're not going to do the things that they did to you in college with those players and get to you quicker and faster. So if I'm a GM, I'm not drafting him. That's real talk. That's me. I'm not drafting Tua. I'm gonna leave it right there. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get into college football a little bit more. My tops right now, on top of that thing right now is going on is Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, and LSU. I've got Joe Burrow as leading for the Heisman right now. That's college football, man. I won't even get too much into college football right now, but I do want to talk a little bit about college basketball and what's going on with them Memphis Tigers over there. What's going on with Memphis Tigers, man? First of all, Penny Hardaway, last year was his first year. This year he's got a great team. I think he had the number one recruiting class in college basketball. And James Wiseman was his top player, supposedly, for the team this year. And, of course, the NCAA has things to say about if Penny Hardaway actually was a booster before he became the head coach. He actually gave money to James Wiseman and his family to actually move from Nashville to Memphis. Hopefully I have my story straight. But they are saying that right now he is ineligible. And Memphis just lost a game not too long ago. I'm trying to remember who they played. I don't know if it was Oregon or somebody. They actually lost a game. And I think Wiseman was actually playing. It's funny because Penny actually played Wiseman. That's a trip. I'm just wondering, I'm like, why would you go ahead and just play that guy? I mean, you sat there and you knew that he was ineligible. They even had a lawsuit out, but they dropped the lawsuit. But you knew that he was ineligible. All right, you played him anyway. So not only do you not get him back in time, actually for the Tennessee rivalry, that's a rivalry they need to reinstate. Tennessee and Memphis, they should play every year. That should be a game they play every single year, man. That's a great rivalry. You remember last year, Tennessee went in there and put a whooping on them. You know, Penny said a lot. He talked a lot. He felt like the Vols were trying to bully him or whatnot, came to him with fists balled up. And, you know, a lot of that was a bunch of crap. I mean, really, Penny should have just took that L. But anyway, we're going to get past that, though. I think Penny's going to be a good coach. Hopefully, if he can keep recruiting like he is right now, and hopefully they can get past this situation, they'll definitely make it to the tournament. And they'll definitely make some noise. That's for sure. Also, Tennessee Vols actually won. They beat number 20 Washington, 75-62 Saturday. Bowden scored 18 points. And the Vols are actually undefeated this season. Just had to talk about them because if you're talking about Memphis, you may as well talk about Tennessee. And that's real talk, man. But this is sports talk. Man, I appreciate you guys for joining me. I've got a lot to talk about. Just wanted to let you guys know that actually a new show I'll be presenting. Actually, I don't really have a date on it yet. Don't really know, but I've got a new one coming out. It's called Unscripted Nation. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be coming soon. Totally different perspective. It's everyone talking about what you want to talk about. It's not about sports. It's about anything you want to talk about. Politics, anything going on, what's going on with the pharmaceutical companies. It could be about talking about your congressmen, what they're doing in your city, the state, police brutality. It could be about, you know, how good you're doing. If you want to promote your company, you want to promote your brand, anything you want to talk about, man, go ahead and come on. Make sure you subscribe. Family, thank you for joining me. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Almost Thanksgiving. I'll definitely be off for a week during Thanksgiving, and I'll actually be doing my next show in Nashville, Tennessee. So check me out. Love you guys. God bless.